The human spaceship Horizon glided silently through the dark expanse of space. Stars shimmered like distant lanterns, and the vast emptiness stretched endlessly in every direction. Mara, the ship's pilot, was scanning the nearby star systems for signs of life. Humans had traveled far from Earth, exploring planets and asteroids that no one had ever seen before. Curiosity was part of their nature, and Mara felt it deeply as she guided her ship. Suddenly, a bright light appeared in the distance. It grew larger and faster, moving in a way that no natural object could. Mara's heart quickened. She tried to maneuver the ship away, but a sudden, invisible force held the horizon in place. The light surrounded her ship, forming a cage of energy that hummed like a living creature. She struggled, pressing every control, but it was no use. The ship was trapped. A shadow fell across the viewport. Mara looked up to see an enormous vessel, unlike any human design. Its surface glimmered with strange patterns, and sharp edges reflected the faint starlight. It was alive with movement, though Mara could not see anyone aboard. Then, a voice echoed in her mind, deep and commanding. "Human," it said. "You are far from your home. Prepare yourself." Before Mara could respond, the horizon shook violently. She felt her body lift slightly as the ship was pulled toward the alien vessel. The force was gentle but unyielding, like water guiding a stone downstream. In moments, the ship passed through a shimmering field and docked inside a vast chamber. The interior of the alien ship was unlike anything Mara had ever seen. The walls pulsed with light, and strange symbols moved across the surfaces like flowing water. A figure approached, towering over Mara. Its skin was smooth and pale, with subtle patterns that glowed faintly. Its eyes were large, black, and reflective, holding a depth that made Mara feel small and exposed. This was the alien queen, Ziria, ruler of a civilization that had never welcomed humans before. "You have entered my territory," Ziria said, her voice resonating in Mara's mind. "Few creatures dare to cross the boundaries of my empire. You are bold or foolish. Which are you, human?" Mara swallowed her fear. Her training had prepared her for many emergencies, but not for this. She stood tall in her ship, trying to appear calm. "I am an explorer," she said clearly. "I did not mean to invade. I only wanted to learn." The queen's gaze studied her. Mara felt as if she were under a microscope. Ziria expected fear, perhaps even lies. Humans were known for their defiance, but most species submitted quickly to the alien empire. Mara, however, remained composed, her eyes steady and clear. "Curiosity is rare in your kind," Ziria said slowly. "Most fear what they do not understand. You show neither fear nor submission. Explain yourself." Mara thought carefully before speaking. "Humans explore because we want to understand the universe. We survive because we adapt. We learn because knowledge gives us strength. I am here to observe, not to fight." Ziria tilted her head, her patterns glowing brighter as if she were processing Mara's words. Humans had been a minor curiosity before, something to watch from afar. No human had ever spoken with such confidence, and certainly none had explained their actions with clarity and purpose. The alien queen's advisors whispered among themselves, astonished. "You will come with me," Ziria finally said. "We will learn whether your words are true or empty." The ship's doors opened, and Mara was guided into a larger chamber. The floor beneath her felt soft, almost alive. Walls shifted in response to movement, creating patterns that were both beautiful and disorienting. Despite the alien surroundings, Mara kept her focus. Panic would not help her. She had faced dangers before, from storms to equipment failures, and humans had survived by thinking clearly under pressure. Ziria watched silently as Mara adjusted to the new environment. "Most species bow immediately," she said. "Yet you stand tall. Is this courage, or ignorance?" Mara met the queen's gaze. I do not know yet. But I know that humans do not give up. We do not surrender without reason. We observe, we think, we act. That is how we survive. For a moment, there was silence. Ziria's glow dimmed slightly as if she were surprised by Mara's answer. No human had ever spoken like this in her presence. She felt a flicker of curiosity, the first she had felt about humans. You will be studied, Ziria said. We will see if your species is as resilient as you claim. Prepare yourself for questions and trials. Your answers will determine your fate. Mara nodded. Fear was still in her heart, but determination burned brighter. She had survived challenges before, and she would face these as well. Humans were adaptable, clever, and persistent. If the alien queen thought she could intimidate her, she was mistaken. And in that moment, Mara understood something important. The first step to surviving the unknown was not fear. It was confidence. Mara stood in the heart of the alien vessel, the chamber towering above her with walls that seemed alive. Patterns shifted across the surfaces, moving like water and light combined. The hum of energy vibrated through the floor and ceiling, as if the ship itself were listening to her every thought. The alien queen, Ziria, watched silently, her presence commanding the room. You will answer my questions, Ziria said, her voice steady and sharp. Do not attempt to deceive me, human. I will know. Mara took a deep breath, steadying herself. She had faced dangers before, but nothing like this. Her mind raced through possible ways to explain humanity without giving the aliens a reason to destroy her. She knew the truth had power. I will answer honestly, she said. I do not lie to survive. I speak as I think. The queen's eyes narrowed slightly. Curiosity is rare among your kind. Usually, fear silences you. Why do you speak freely? Mara stepped forward, her gaze firm. Humans speak because we have hope. Even in danger, we believe we can change outcomes by our actions. We survive because we learn from challenges, not because we ignore them. Fear cannot stop us if we choose to act wisely. Ziria's advisors whispered among themselves, their voices like a chorus of caution and amazement. The queen raised a hand, silencing them. Interesting. You claim strength in thought and courage in fear. Explain how your species survives when it faces stronger enemies. Mara thought carefully before replying. Strength alone does not ensure survival. Humans use intelligence, teamwork, and persistence. We adapt quickly. When faced with danger, we plan, we learn, and we help each other. Sometimes, we are outmatched physically, but we use creativity and courage to overcome obstacles. That is how we survive. The queen's glow shifted, flickering as if she were processing each word. She had conquered countless species, yet Mara's answers were unlike anything she had heard. You speak of qualities that are unexpected in one so small, Ziria said. Most creatures in my empire submit or perish. You show neither submission nor weakness. Why should I believe your words? Mara kept her voice steady. Because you will see them in action. Humans prove themselves through deeds, not words. If you study us carefully, you will see our strength is not only in our bodies but in our minds and hearts. That is why we survive, even when others fail. For the first time, Ziria appeared to hesitate. No human had spoken with such clarity and conviction in her presence. She leaned forward, her patterns glowing brighter. You may be more dangerous than I thought, she admitted. Not in strength, but in persistence. And yet, persistence alone cannot defeat an empire. How do you propose to survive within my control? Mara's eyes met the queen's. I do not ask to survive under control. I ask only to prove that humans are worth observing, not destroying. Our resilience is not a threat. It is an opportunity. You will see that humans can achieve more than you expect if you allow us to live and learn. Ziria regarded her silently, a strange expression crossing her features. Curiosity, something unfamiliar to her species in this context, had taken root. Most creatures fear me immediately, she said softly. You do not. You speak with honesty, not deception. I am intrigued. You may remain under study, but your words may carry more weight than you realize. The queen gestured, and a small group of alien scholars approached. They carried strange instruments that glowed with energy, scanning Mara from head to toe. She remained calm, focusing on the rhythm of her breathing. Humans had survived countless trials by staying clear-headed, and she intended to do the same here. You will answer further questions, Ziria said. They will test your knowledge, your reasoning, and your courage. Prepare yourself. Your fate, and perhaps the opinion of your species, depends on how you respond. Mara nodded, understanding the gravity of the situation. I am ready, she said. Ask what you must. I will answer as best as I can. The first test began. The alien scholars projected complex visual puzzles into the air, shapes shifting and merging in ways humans had never designed. Mara studied the patterns carefully. Her mind worked quickly, applying logic and intuition. Step by step, she solved the puzzles, anticipating sequences that even the alien advisors had overlooked. Ziria watched with growing fascination. Your species is clever in ways I did not expect, she admitted. Many of my subjects would fail these tests without hesitation. You, human, adapt quickly and think clearly. That is impressive. Mara's heart remained steady. She knew that this was only the beginning. If humans were to earn respect in this strange empire, she had to prove their value not through weapons, but through intelligence, courage, and wisdom. For the first time, the queen seemed to see Mara not as a captive, but as an example of what humans could be. A flicker of something new appeared in Ziria's expression, curiosity mixed with admiration. You speak well and act wisely, Ziria said finally. Perhaps there is more to your kind than I imagined. But talk is not enough. Actions will tell the true story of humanity. Prepare yourself for what comes next. Mara straightened her shoulders, ready for the challenges ahead. She had survived the first test with words and reasoning. Now, the real trials were about to begin, and she knew that humans had a unique power that no alien could fully understand, determination born of hope. The chamber shifted as Mara walked, the walls glowing and flowing with strange light. She could feel the energy of the alien ship beneath her feet, alive and aware. The alien queen, Ziria, followed silently, her presence commanding every corner of the room. Mara had already impressed the queen with her answers, but now Ziria intended to test her in a new way. You have spoken well, human, Ziria said, her voice calm but firm. Now you will face a challenge. It is designed to measure your intelligence, your intuition, and your ability to adapt. Succeed, and you may earn a place of respect. Fail, and your fate will be decided. Mara felt a surge of determination. She had survived difficult situations before, but this was unlike anything she had faced. Still, fear did not control her. Humans were not always the strongest physically, but their minds could find solutions when others failed. She took a deep breath and nodded. I am ready, she said. Ziria gestured, and the floor beneath Mara opened to reveal a large platform filled with alien devices. Strange shapes floated in the air, pulsing with light and energy. Some emitted sounds that shifted in tone, while others moved unpredictably. The challenge was clear: Mara had to navigate the platform, understand the devices, and complete a series of tasks that seemed almost impossible. The first task appeared as a series of floating symbols. They glowed and shifted constantly, forming patterns that seemed chaotic at first glance. Mara studied them carefully, noticing subtle repetitions and sequences. She remembered how humans solved problems by observing carefully, breaking them into smaller parts, and looking for patterns others might miss. Using this method, she touched the symbols in the correct sequence, and they aligned perfectly, glowing brighter as a signal of success. Ziria's glow intensified, a clear sign of her surprise. "Clever," she said softly. "Most would fail at the first step." The next device was a complex puzzle of light and sound. Shapes moved across the platform, changing color and speed unpredictably. It was designed to overwhelm anyone who relied solely on instinct or speed. Mara, however, relied on observation. She noticed that each shape followed a hidden rhythm and pattern. Timing her actions carefully, she interacted with the shapes in the correct order, and one by one, they settled into alignment. "Adaptable," Ziria whispered. Her eyes widened slightly. No human had ever completed this stage of the challenge before. Mara could feel the queen's curiosity growing. The alien queen had conquered countless species, but humans had something different. They did not rely only on power or obedience. They used logic, creativity, and courage. The final device was the most difficult. A floating sphere hovered in the center of the platform, surrounded by shifting beams of light. Touching the beams would trigger an unknown reaction, potentially ending the challenge. Mara examined the sphere and the beams carefully. She noticed that some beams moved in predictable cycles, while others responded to sound and movement. Using her human intuition, Mara timed her steps and adjusted her movements with precision. She whispered instructions to herself, calculating the paths and avoiding the dangerous beams. Step by step, she moved closer to the sphere, ignoring the fear that tried to creep into her mind. With careful focus, she reached the center and touched the sphere. A soft hum filled the chamber, and the beams of light collapsed into a calm glow. Mara had completed the challenge. She stood tall, breathing steadily but aware of the astonished gaze of the alien queen. Ziria's patterns glowed brighter than Mara had ever seen. The queen's expression, or something like it, showed amazement and respect. "You have succeeded where others have failed," Ziria said. "Your intelligence is remarkable. Your patience, your observation, and your courage are unlike any human I have encountered. You are unique." Mara lowered her hands but remained composed. She knew this was only the beginning. Respect from the queen was valuable, but it did not guarantee freedom or safety. Still, it was a small victory, proof that humans could thrive even in situations designed to test them. "You have shown more than cleverness," Ziria continued. "You have shown adaptability and resilience. These qualities are rare among species I study. I begin to see why your kind survives against great odds." Mara nodded, sensing the shift in the queen's perception. Humans were often underestimated by other species. Strength, size, and numbers were not always the deciding factors. Intelligence, courage, and the ability to work under pressure often mattered more. She hoped Ziria would see this clearly. The queen stepped closer, her presence radiating authority. "Prepare yourself for what comes next," she said. "Your words and actions have earned attention. The next trials will test your mind, your spirit, and your courage. Only then will I understand the true value of your species." Mara straightened her shoulders, determination burning in her heart. She had completed the first true test, showing the queen that humans could think, adapt, and survive in ways others could not imagine. The challenges ahead would be even harder, but she knew one truth clearly: humans never gave up. They found solutions when others could not. And in that moment, Mara realized that this challenge was not just for her. It was a chance to prove to the universe that humans were more than what others believed. They were clever, persistent, and capable of greatness. After completing the challenge, Mara was escorted to a wide chamber filled with soft, glowing light. The walls reflected shifting patterns, yet the room felt calmer than the previous trial area. Ziria, the alien queen, stood at the far end, her tall figure glowing with subtle energy. Mara knew this was a new kind of test, not of skill or observation, but of understanding and reasoning. "You have shown cleverness and adaptability," Ziria said, her voice steady and commanding. "Yet intelligence alone is not enough. Tell me, human, why does your species survive when so many others fail?" Mara straightened, her heart steady. She had thought about this before. Humanity was not the strongest, nor the fastest, nor the largest. But humans endured. They thrived in harsh conditions, explored unknown worlds, and built civilizations from nothing. She took a deep breath. "Humans survive because we think, we cooperate, and we never give up," she said. "We adapt to challenges and learn from mistakes. We do not rely only on strength. We use our minds, our creativity, and our courage. That is why we endure." Ziria's glowing patterns shifted as if she were processing Mara's words. Her advisors hovered nearby, their movements quiet but attentive. No human had ever spoken with such clarity and conviction before. Many species in her empire obeyed without question, yet Mara stood firm, confident, and honest. "You speak of unity and courage," Ziria said slowly. "But many species claim those things. Why should I believe humans are different?" Mara stepped forward. "Because humans act. We do not only talk or follow. We solve problems, even when situations seem impossible. We protect each other. We find hope where others see none. That is our difference. Strength is not only in our bodies, it is in our minds and hearts." The queen studied her silently. Then she gestured, and a holographic projection appeared between them. It showed a battlefield from long ago, a war in a distant galaxy. Mara recognized the human strategies immediately. Ziria's projection showed human soldiers outnumbered and outgunned, yet they survived, defeating enemies through clever tactics and teamwork rather than brute force. "Your species has survived countless threats," Ziria said. "I have seen records of humans overcoming disasters that should have ended you. Yet you speak of cooperation and courage as if they are natural to all species. Explain why humans possess these qualities while others fail." Mara thought carefully. "Humans are curious and creative. We face challenges and learn from them. We help each other because our survival often depends on it. And even when situations seem hopeless, we continue. Other species may give up when they feel weak, but humans persist. We do not surrender easily because we believe that effort and hope can change outcomes." Ziria tilted her head. Her advisors whispered quietly, but she raised her hand, silencing them. "You speak wisely. Yet do you not fear the consequences of speaking boldly in my presence? Most creatures would be silent, or they would lie to survive." Mara shook her head. "Fear cannot control us completely. We feel it, yes, but we act anyway. Humans learn from danger and challenge, and honesty builds trust. If I lied, you might never understand humans. If you cannot understand, you might destroy. I speak honestly to show the true value of my species." The queen paused, her glow brightening in a way Mara had never seen. There was respect there, mingled with curiosity. It is rare for a creature to speak with both honesty and courage. You have shown qualities that many of my subjects do not possess. Yet tell me, human, what drives your species beyond survival? Mara smiled slightly, thinking of Earth, of humanity's endless search for knowledge, discovery, and improvement. Humans are driven by curiosity, by hope, and by the desire to improve. We do not only survive, we explore, create, and learn. We face challenges not just for ourselves, but for others. That is what makes humans strong and why we endure." Ziria's patterns shimmered in response. She had faced countless intelligent beings, yet none had explained their purpose so clearly. There was a pause as she regarded Mara. "Your species is unusual. Many creatures act only to dominate or to survive. Humans act to learn, to create, and to help each other. Perhaps that is why your kind thrives. You are persistent not because you must be, but because you choose to be. Mara nodded. Yes. Humans believe in possibilities, even when they seem small or distant. We believe our actions can matter. That hope drives us forward, and it keeps us strong in ways others do not understand. The Queen's glow shifted again, softer now, as if she were reconsidering everything she had thought about humans. Your words carry wisdom, Ziria said. It seems your species is stronger than I assumed. Not in muscle or weapon, but in mind and spirit. You are different, human. Perhaps more than I have ever seen. Mara felt a small sense of accomplishment. She had not only survived the challenge but had also impressed the alien queen with her reasoning. She knew the next trials would test her further, but for now, humans had earned respect not through force, but through courage, logic, and honesty. Ziria's voice echoed in the chamber, firm but contemplative. Prepare yourself. The next stage will not test your words, but your spirit. It is there that I will see the true nature of your kind. Mara straightened her shoulders. She had proven that humans could reason, adapt, and inspire curiosity even in the mightiest of beings. She was ready for whatever came next. The chamber had grown quieter after the debate, but Ziria's presence filled every corner. The alien queen's glowing patterns shimmered softly, her energy almost contemplative. Mara felt the shift in atmosphere. She had spoken with honesty, reason, and courage. She had passed the challenge and shared the human perspective. Now, it seemed, Ziria was beginning to see humanity in a way no other species had allowed her to. You have spoken of courage, intelligence, and cooperation, Ziria said slowly. Yet words alone do not reveal the full measure of a species. I need to see action, evidence of your claims. Humans boast resilience and creativity. Show me what you can do when faced with danger. Mara's heart quickened, not from fear but from anticipation. She had hoped for this opportunity. Humans were clever, adaptable, and capable of unexpected solutions. She nodded. I will show you. Ziria extended a hand, and the walls of the chamber shifted, revealing a holographic simulation of a distant planet under attack. Alien machines surrounded a neutral colony, their weapons cutting through defenses effortlessly. The hologram pulsed, giving the impression of real danger. Mara studied the simulation, analyzing every movement of the enemy forces and every weakness in the colony's defenses. Your species is known for strategy, Ziria said. Let us see if your claims are true. Mara focused on the patterns. She noticed that the alien machines operated with precision but predictable sequences. She identified points where their coordination faltered, where small disruptions could create larger effects. Using only her mind, she devised a plan. She would simulate deploying defenses, rerouting energy, and using human ingenuity to turn the situation around. Step by step, Mara manipulated the simulation. She rerouted energy fields, strengthened weak points, and created diversions to confuse the enemy. She watched as the alien machines began to falter, miscalculating positions, overextending, and losing coordination. The neutral colony's defenses adapted faster than expected, not because of strength but because of strategy and clever timing. Ziria's eyes widened. Remarkable, she whispered. Her advisors moved closer, analyzing the simulation. Mara's solutions were simple in principle but brilliant in execution. They used human reasoning, observation, and intuition to overcome forces that seemed overwhelmingly superior. The Queen stepped forward, her glow intensifying. I see now what I failed to consider. Humans do not survive merely by chance. Your species observes, adapts, and acts with purpose. Your creativity allows you to outthink threats, not only to survive but to triumph. Mara felt a small surge of pride but did not let it distract her. Yes, Your Majesty. Humans have survived disasters, wars, and countless challenges. We succeed because we do not rely solely on strength or numbers. We plan, we cooperate, and we find solutions when none seem possible. Ziria's gaze softened slightly, though her authority remained unshakable. I have underestimated your kind, she admitted. I assumed humans would rely on brute force or fear. Instead, you rely on thought, collaboration, and courage. You find opportunity in situations that others would call hopeless. The advisors murmured among themselves. Many species had been judged as clever, but none had demonstrated the combination of intelligence, adaptability, and persistence that Mara displayed. The Queen's confidence in her judgment had been shaken. Mara was showing her that humans were not to be controlled lightly. You are different, Ziria said slowly, her glow flickering with interest. Your actions reveal a quality my empire rarely sees. Strength is often measured by dominance or conquest, but humans measure it by endurance, creativity, and willpower. This is why your kind survives. Mara met the Queen's gaze steadily. Yes. Humans face challenges not just to live, but to learn and improve. Our strength is not only physical but mental and moral. We adapt, we persist, and we cooperate. That is why humans endure. Ziria stepped back, her glowing patterns pulsing thoughtfully. I have studied countless species. I have conquered and commanded civilizations across many worlds. Yet never have I seen a species with such combination of mind, spirit, and determination. Humans may be small, but your resilience surpasses many that are larger and stronger. Mara nodded. The Queen's words confirmed what she had hoped to convey: humans were not weak. They were underestimated because their true strength was not immediately visible. It lay in their intelligence, courage, and the refusal to give up. This revelation changes much, Ziria said. Perhaps humans are not subjects to be conquered, but partners to be understood. Your species may have value beyond what I imagined. You have proven that strength does not always lie in the obvious. Sometimes, it lies in the mind and the heart. Mara felt a quiet sense of victory. She had not only survived challenges but had begun to reshape the Queen's perception of humanity. This was more than a personal success, it was a step toward recognition for her species. Humans had shown that even against the most powerful empires, cleverness, courage, and persistence could inspire respect. Ziria's voice resonated in the chamber, firm yet thoughtful. Prepare yourself, human. The next trial will test not only your mind but your ability to inspire and lead. If humans are truly to be understood, I must witness the full extent of your species' capabilities. Mara straightened her shoulders, determination shining in her eyes. She had revealed the first truth: humans were remarkable. Now, the next challenge awaited, and she knew that human resilience would continue to shine, even in the presence of the most powerful alien being she had ever met. After observing Mara's intelligence and courage, the alien Queen Ziria decided it was time for a new trial. This trial would not test her mind or skill alone, it would test her ability to inspire trust and lead others, even among alien allies. You have proven your cleverness and adaptability, Ziria said. Now you must prove that your species can cooperate and lead beyond your own kind. This will show me the true value of humanity. Mara nodded. She had expected this stage. Humans were not just survivors, they thrived through teamwork, strategy, and leadership. If she succeeded, she could demonstrate that humanity's strength extended far beyond individuals. Ziria led Mara to a vast viewing chamber. Before them, a holographic display showed a neutral colony on the edge of an unstable star system. Rogue alien forces were closing in, armed with advanced weaponry. The colony's defenses were weak and unprepared for an attack. This is your test, Ziria said. You must lead an alliance to protect the colony. Humans and aliens will work together. If the colony is destroyed, your species will be judged as incapable of trust and coordination. Mara studied the display carefully. The situation was tense. The rogue forces were numerous, but their attacks were predictable if analyzed correctly. The colony could survive with the right strategy. Mara smiled slightly. This was exactly the kind of challenge humans excelled at. First, we must organize our allies, Mara said, speaking clearly. We cannot rely on strength alone. We must assign tasks according to capability and position defenses where they are most effective. Communication and coordination are key. The aliens assisting her were cautious. Many had never worked with a human before, and some were skeptical of her leadership. Mara remained calm. She understood human nature, and she applied the same principles to alien teamwork: clarity, respect, and encouragement. Observe the patterns of enemy movement, Mara instructed. Position your defense units here, and create diversions there. Focus energy shields on the colony's weakest points. Time your actions to exploit gaps in their formation. The aliens hesitated but followed her instructions. Mara coordinated every movement, providing guidance while allowing them freedom to act according to their skills. Slowly, the defensive network formed, a combination of human strategy and alien resources. As the rogue forces approached, the colony's defenses responded. Mara's plan unfolded perfectly. Diversions distracted the enemy, shields absorbed their initial attacks, and coordinated strikes disabled key weapons. The rogue forces faltered, struggling to adapt to the combined strategies of humans and aliens. Ziria observed silently, her glow brightening with every success. She had expected human cleverness but not the ability to inspire trust and coordinate multiple species. Mara's calm confidence encouraged the aliens to act decisively. They began to see her not as a stranger but as a capable leader, someone worth following even in life-threatening circumstances. Humans lead not through fear, Mara said to Ziria, but through guidance and example. We inspire cooperation by showing clarity and respect. That is why we can achieve more together than alone. The battle intensified, yet the colony remained intact. Mara adjusted tactics in real time, reallocating resources and adapting strategies as the rogue forces attempted to overwhelm them. Each decision was precise, showing both human ingenuity and a respect for the abilities of her alien allies. Finally, after hours of careful coordination, the rogue forces were driven away. The colony remained safe, and the allied units had suffered minimal losses. Mara exhaled, feeling the satisfaction of success. The trial was complete. Ziria's eyes focused on Mara, her glowing patterns pulsing with approval. You have done what few could achieve, she said. Not only have you demonstrated intelligence and courage, but you have also shown leadership, adaptability, and the ability to inspire trust across species. This is rare, even among my advisors. Humans are indeed remarkable. Mara bowed slightly, acknowledging the Queen's praise but keeping her focus. She knew the importance of humility. Respect was earned, and trust could be fragile. Thank you, she said. Humans believe that cooperation strengthens everyone. If we can work together, even across differences, we can accomplish what seems impossible. The Queen studied her silently. For the first time, Mara sensed genuine admiration in Ziria's gaze. The alien queen had conquered countless civilizations, yet she had never witnessed a species that could combine intelligence, courage, and leadership so naturally. Humans were small by comparison, but their impact was undeniable. Your species has exceeded my expectations, Ziria said finally. It seems humans are not only clever and adaptable but capable of inspiring others to achieve unity and success. This is a quality I had not anticipated. Perhaps humans are more valuable than I ever imagined. Mara felt a quiet sense of triumph. This trial was not just about her. It was about humanity proving its worth, demonstrating that even against powerful empires, cleverness, courage, and cooperation could earn respect. Ziria's voice echoed in the chamber, firm but reflective. Prepare yourself, human. The final stage will reveal the ultimate measure of your species. Only then will I fully understand the strength of humanity. Mara straightened her shoulders, determination shining in her eyes. She had shown that humans could think, adapt, and lead, even in the presence of the most powerful beings in the galaxy. Whatever the next trial held, she was ready. Humanity had already proven its strength in mind, heart, and spirit. Mara stood at the center of the grand chamber, her gaze meeting that of the alien queen, Ziria. The trials had tested her in every way: intelligence, courage, adaptability, and leadership. Each challenge had pushed her to think beyond her own experience, to show the best qualities of humanity in the eyes of an empire that had never truly understood them. Ziria's glow pulsed softly, a sign of deep contemplation. "Human," she said finally, her voice steady and commanding, "you have passed every test. You have demonstrated cleverness, courage, and the ability to inspire trust and cooperation. More importantly, you have shown the essence of your species. Humans are resilient, persistent, and capable of greatness beyond what I imagined." Mara felt a sense of relief and pride, yet she remained humble. "Thank you, Your Majesty. Humans survive because we do not give up. We learn, adapt, and help each other. That is what makes us strong. If you allow us to live, we can contribute not only to ourselves but to others as well." The Queen's eyes reflected a new respect. "For the first time, I see your kind not as subjects or curiosities, but as equals in potential. Your species is capable of achievements many larger and stronger would fail to reach. You have changed my understanding of what it means to be powerful." Ziria extended her hand, a gesture of approval and recognition. "I hereby declare a new era, one in which humanity is no longer simply observed or judged. You may return to your people with knowledge of my empire and a chance to build understanding between our species. This is a rare honor, granted only to those who prove exceptional." Mara nodded, understanding the significance of this moment. She had survived the trials, but more importantly, she had earned respect for her species. Humanity's reputation had grown across the stars, not through force, but through intelligence, courage, and the ability to inspire cooperation. The Queen's advisors moved forward, nodding in agreement. They had witnessed something remarkable: a human who could solve problems, lead others, and think beyond immediate survival. The recognition of humanity's potential was not only personal but universal. Ziria continued, "Your actions have shown that strength is not measured by size or weaponry alone. It is measured by resilience, creativity, and the willingness to act with both courage and wisdom. Humans possess these qualities in abundance." Mara felt a warmth in her chest. She thought of Earth, of her people, and of the countless humans who had explored, learned, and persevered against challenges that others deemed impossible. "Your Majesty," she said, "humans will continue to explore, to learn, and to grow. We do not seek war, but understanding. We will show that cooperation and courage can create achievements beyond imagination." Ziria's glow intensified, signaling approval. "Then it is settled. Humanity will be treated as a species worthy of trust and respect. I will ensure that my empire recognizes your kind as capable allies, not merely as subjects or curiosities. This is a choice I make willingly, because of what I have seen in you." Mara smiled slightly, a mixture of relief and pride. "We will honor that trust, Your Majesty. Humans value respect and cooperation. We will prove that your faith in us is justified." The alien queen's voice softened, almost reflective. "It is rare for one species to alter the perspective of an empire. You have done so not through violence, but through intellect, courage, and integrity. Humans are extraordinary. You have my admiration and my trust." Mara felt a sense of accomplishment beyond her own experience. She had not only survived as an individual but had demonstrated the strength of an entire species. The humans, small and underestimated by many, had shown that determination, intelligence, and courage could earn respect even from the most powerful civilizations. "You will return to your ship," Ziria said. "Take with you the knowledge of our technology, our strategies, and our understanding of the galaxy. Use it wisely. Show your people that humans are capable not only of survival but of greatness." Mara nodded, stepping forward with confidence. She could already imagine returning to Earth, sharing her experiences, and showing humanity that their qualities, resilience, curiosity, cooperation, were recognized even by alien civilizations. This was the beginning of a new era, one in which humans were no longer seen as small and insignificant, but as clever, courageous, and capable of achieving greatness across the stars. As Mara left the chamber, she looked back at the alien queen. Ziria's glow radiated approval and respect. The trials were over, but the impact of what had happened would last far beyond that moment. Humanity had proven its value not through weapons or force, but through mind, spirit, and heart. The chamber doors opened, and Mara returned to the horizon. She felt a renewed sense of purpose and pride. Humanity had earned recognition among the stars. She was more than a survivor, she was a representative of her species, carrying the message that humans could endure, adapt, and inspire trust even in the face of the unknown. As the ship lifted off, Mara gazed out at the stars, each one a reminder of possibilities and challenges yet to come. Humanity had taken its place among the civilizations of the galaxy. Respect had been earned, trust had been gained, and a new era had begun, an era defined not by fear or domination, but by courage, intelligence, and cooperation. Mara smiled, ready to face whatever lay ahead. Humanity had proven itself, and the universe had taken notice. The journey was only beginning, but the path was clear.